What's up, Fight Fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. I'm Caden. This is episode 25. I'm here with my bros, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
You already know this is Trill.
And it's G. What's good?
TDE, baby! We back in style.
Anyways, we're gonna discuss the biggest rematch in recent history: Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz 2. We're gonna get everyone's opinion on the fight, how they think it would play out, and then most importantly, we're gonna get predictions for this fight, people. This is big time. I'm gonna start this one off with none other than Ned, the cameraman, for this one.
Listen, this fight is not gonna play out like it did the first time, yo. We didn't know what to expect. We all slept on Ruiz. I'm not gonna lie. Shame on you, Gerald Miller. But you know, it's not gonna play out like it did the first time. You know, this time AJ's prepared. He knows he's not gonna engage Ruiz right off. He's gonna fight him, go through the rounds, wear him down, and then he's gonna KO him. Simple as that. You know, and that Fat Boy season early, yo. You know, straight like that.
True.
Listen. This is gonna answer a lot of questions. Is Anthony Joshua Frank Bruno, or is he something more special?
He's Lennox.
Or he's Lennox. That's basically what he is. Is he Lennox or Frank Bruno? That's just gonna answer all the questions right here. I just think AJ needs to do what he was gonna do in the beginning of that fight, of the first fight. Keep his distance. I see that was just a mistake on AJ's part, and hopefully he can correct this mistake. I think that Andy Ruiz is a good fighter. I don't think that he's no bum. I know the first fight I said that it was too soon and he would be outclassed, and he got the upset. I'm going AJ. I think AJ is going to do it. He knows what he got to do, and I'm going AJ for this fight.
Well, I'm just gonna jump in and make my prediction because I think someone's going to jump off the cliff, I should say. For me, I'm going AJ in this fight. I think people are getting too gassed up off of AJ beating himself. When I watched the fight, what I saw was a man who fought a last-minute replacement that he didn't respect. He was so nonchalant about even being there that night. He was in the corner. He didn't even celebrate being announced. And when the fight progressed, you kind of saw why. He dropped Ruiz in the third round, the first time Ruiz has ever been down in his career. And when Ruiz got up, he went in for the finish. And the way he went in for the finish was like he didn't respect Ruiz at all. It was like, this bum can't compete with me. He has no firepower. I have nothing to worry about. Except he ate that devastating right hand, and then he came back with that hook. The punch from the gods, as Anthony Joshua likes to say, and as Andy Ruiz said, it was a punch from the gods because he's been praying for it his whole life, right? So that holy punch landed, and then it turned the fight. It changed the fight. But in the rematch, I think Anthony Joshua's motivated. His frame looks different, and I think that's important because Anthony Joshua's been training like Ivan Drago. You see him running, he has the heart monitor on, and he's doing all these scientific methods. Like, bro, you box. Like, you're not exercising to be the most statistically fit person on a screen. You're supposed to be able to fight for 12 rounds and win. So I think he's been training that way, and as a result, he's thinner. He seems to be in better boxing shape, but of course, so is Andy Ruiz. It'll play out in the ring. But if Joshua is who I thought he was, if he's who he was promoted to be, if he's the guy who's going to take over this division, he gets Andy Ruiz out of there he just win the decision, but he gets Andy Ruiz out of there. So now we're going to turn to G.
All right, listen. I'm torn on this one, but walk with me. So I'm leaning.
It's a long walk already.
I'm leaning towards Ruiz, but the reason why is because a lot of factors that you brought up, right, from the first fight, but I feel like it's going to trickle down to the next fight. Like, Ruiz, beat this guy up pretty bad. So we don't know the long-term effects until We arrive at Saudi Arabia next weekend. But another thing is, I honestly believe that the fight should have been in the UK. Because it's in Saudi Arabia, we don't know how the climate could affect AJ's performance. We don't know if the vast weight loss could affect his performance. I'm assuming that AJ will have more endurance, but I don't know if he's going to maintain the same power as before. Ruiz at max, let's say he's going to lose like 15, 20 pounds, right? That's 20 pounds of like certified fat. So Ruiz, for the most part, is going to be the same fighter. I don't know if this is going to be the same AJ. And because there's so many variables that could be adjusted on AJ's side, it's a safer bet to go with the guy who already beat him before. So that's why I'm riding with Ruiz on this one.
Nah, I hear everything that you're saying, G, and I actually kind of agree with you. But there's one thing you got to give AJ. AJ, got to give AJ his size and his reach. Everything he was doing before that lucky punch from the gods landed. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to do anything different except for don't run in carelessly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he got it. I see something in Andy Ruiz, which was that's different that I don't think nobody mentioned up, how fast he was inside. Once he got inside, if AJ can keep him from getting inside and how fast he was inside with the uppercuts and stuff like that, then Andy Ruiz can make it rough. But like I said, I still got AJ because I figured AJ beat himself in that fight, and we're really gonna see a lot. We're gonna really see what it is with AJ. This right here is not which is like losses. Since everybody wants to be Floyd Mayweather with this not having a zero, but people forget. You know what I'm saying? We used to make a champion back in the days as if you can come back from a loss. You know what I'm saying? This is going to really prove a lot is AJ can come back from a loss. Because some of my greatest fighters, when they won their fight, when they came back from a loss, those were like the spectacular fights. You know what I'm saying? The fights that they did coming back from a loss. That's what they were known for. So this, for AJ, ain't going to hold nothing against him. I think if he beats Andy Ruiz, he's back to being the number one guy again. You know what I'm saying?
But it depends on how he beats him.
It depends. He just beat him. Yeah, just win. All you gotta do, look, just win. I haven't seen Tyson Fury in the ring with Andy Ruiz, and I haven't seen Deontay Wilder in the ring with Andy Ruiz. So I can't say they can beat him. So all he has to do is win. If they get him on the resume and they make it look better, then we can give them credit for it. But until then, all he needs to do is win. And just to piggyback off what Trill said, and I agree with Trill. We saw it recently. We saw Julian J. Rock Williams bounce back from a devastating L and win the title. And then we saw Tony Harrison bounce back and win the title. So a loss doesn't make you. Sometimes it defines you. Are you going to be willing to put in the work to make yourself better? And I already saw AJ working on his major flaw to me. When Ruiz was throwing those punches, he just shelled up. Now, if you look at Floyd and you look at the greatest fighters that ever lived, they catch and shoot. So he was catching some punches, but he was never giving Ruiz anything to think about. He was just letting Ruiz punch freely. When Ruiz missed that hook, catch and give him, he's going to stop punching in. He's going to stop punching in, but you let those hands go freely, he's not going to worry about anything. So I saw AJ working on catching and shooting, and I think he realized that. You don't stop a man from attacking you by going in the shell. You encourage him to attack you more. The way you stop someone is by returning fire. And I think AJ knows that now. But AJ's fire is a lot more, explosive than Ruiz's fire. So trust me, if they're exchanging, Ruiz is going to stop punching.
But I agree. But the thing that we have to factor in, looking at AJ's resume, he always gasses out. So if he goes that route, he might slow down and he's going to have to take a break, a round off or two to recruit. And that's when Ruiz could capitalize. And so this is what I honestly think. It sucks, but I believe for AJ to win, he has to do the boring Klitschko style. Jab and keep it moving. Distance. Just jab, just jab, just jab. It's going to be a boring fight. Everyone's going to hate it. But at least he's going to get the victory. But if AJ is trying to win over the world to be like, yo, listen, I'm back, he's going to have to exchange with Ruiz, and I'm pretty sure AJ's pride is going to force him to do that. You know, and so there's gonna come a moment where he's gonna exchange with Ruiz, and let's just see if, in fact, the training that he's been doing these past couple of months will pay off. I don't necessarily
exchange
know.
with Ruiz isn't a problem for Joshua. Ruiz was counter. Ruiz didn't do his work until Joshua stopped punching. Once again, you have to remember. And then once Joshua stopped punching, and once Joshua stopped punching, Ruiz was hitting him, and then Joshua would just shell up and not return fire. But you keep bringing up Joshua's stamina issues in the past. What I see a leaner Joshua.
No, I agree. I don't know. This is again, it's a new variable. I don't know.
You said you don't think that Joshua being lean isn't good, but then you sat here and said
that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Bro,
I said I don't
you
know.
don't know how his new physique's gonna play out,
Exactly.
right?
That's what I said.
So you're saying you don't know if it's good. You don't know if it's a good thing,
I don't
right?
know.
Correct me if
I didn't
I'm
say
wrong.
it's not.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But is that not what I just said?
No, you said that I said it's not.
You said
good.
You
I said I don't know.
You don't know if it's a good thing.
Yeah, but I didn't say it's
Okay,
not
so
a good
you don't.
thing.
So you don't know if it's a good thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you did say him being big wasn't a good thing.
Exactly.
Right? So him being bulky and him having too much muscles isn't a good thing. But then when he gets lean, you don't know if it's a good thing.
No,
right?
it's the amount of leanness. Yo, he lost a lot of weight. So it's like I didn't expect that much weight. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
Okay, I don't even
how
know
it's
if he
gonna-
lost any weight.
Yeah, we do
because
know that.
because
We
look
can say
at
it.
no, I don't know that, bro. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean. This is why you gotta stay on your side. Talk about what you know.
All
Yo,
right.
I've done it. I've been on this show. From the time I started the show till now, people would think I lost weight. I'm the same weight, bro. I'm just leaner. You see, you don't. You can talk about yourself when you get leaner and maybe you lose weight. I am 259 pounds right now. Don't look like it. People look at me and say, "Did you lose weight?" I didn't lose weight. I didn't lose any weight. So how do you know he lost weight, bro? You don't know.
He looks a lot
But it
smaller.
don't matter how you look, bro. I look a lot smaller. I look leaner.
You don't look how AJ's before.
How do you
and
know?
after look.
How do you know that though? How do you know how much weight
Oh,
AJ's
come on,
lost?
stop it, bro. He lost.
Bro, how do you
weight,
know?
Bro.
How
we
do
all know he
I'm not
lost
saying.
weight.
I'm not saying he didn't lose
How about
weight.
this? I'll give you
You-
that.
how mu-
Until- I'll wait till later. I'll wait till
So right
later.
now on camera, how much weight did AJ lose? Since you know so much, how much weight did he lose?
I don't know. I just say
No,
he
but
lost
tell
a
me.
lot of
No,
weight.
since you're speculating, how much
All
weight
right,
did he lose?
I'll speculate that he lost 20 pounds.
You think AJ lost 20 pounds? I'm gonna tell you right now, AJ lost like 8 to 10 pounds max. How much weight you think AJ lost?
Oh, actually, you know what? I don't even know. I know he got much leaner.
That's what I'm saying.
I know he
lost
got
a
much
lot.
leaner. You know what I'm saying? But leaner doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, that you lost weight. Leaner could just mean that you cut out fat, you gain more muscle. Just depends on who you are.
Nah,
just
looking at
know
his
it-
size,
not
he
to-
lost muscle.
Not to change the subject, but I was just thinking about, yo, there might be a third fight. Like there really might be a third fight.
It all
yo.
depends on how AJ wins.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about, you said if he goes to the decision, this
That's what I'm
definitely gonna
saying.
be a third
People
fight.
gonna
yo.
be like, "Yo, bro, that's how you win."
It's definitely gonna be a third fight. This fight might be a third fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which is good for the sport. It's good for the division.
yeah, I just think what AJ needs to do is what Caden's been saying this whole time. Fighters need to stop worrying about how a person looks and their physique, and they need to train to go 12 rounds. That's basically all it is. You gotta train to go 12 rounds. And if Anthony Joshua can do it, and it's another thing too, I don't really see too much of fatigue being an issue with Anthony Joshua. You know what I think when fatigue hits when he gets hurt? Like when he gets hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I see fatigue becomes an issue. And some things it's like that last fight, it just didn't seem like AJ wanted to be there. I watched that documentary he told me to watch on the Zone again.
Yeah, one night.
And I just watched it from the fight that he had before, and they were showing all his highlights of him coming in the ring, smiling, engaging with the crowd, and like this fight just seemed like he didn't want to be there. Like
It's the first time I ever got booed.
yeah, like he didn't want to be there. Like it just seemed strange, even while the fight was going on. And like even if you watch it again, it doesn't feel like a fight. Like it doesn't. I don't know. If he loses this one, all the excuses is off the table. But this first one is, you could just tell that something was wrong, yo. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell something was wrong. I don't want to take nothing away from Andy Ruiz because that was also exciting and also. You know what I'm saying? Like when you seen Buster Douglas take out Mike Tyson, that was like that same thing. You know what I'm saying? That same feeling. So I don't want to take nothing away from Andy Ruiz. This fight right here is going to answer all the questions. You know what I'm saying? This is going to answer all the questions. You know what I'm saying? About Anthony Joshua. Not even so much, because, like, now that I was thinking about it too, like Vernon Forrest is not better than Sugar Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't like just because you know what I'm saying you lose to one guy doesn't mean like the other guys can beat you. Just because Andy Ruiz, Andy Ruiz beat Joshua doesn't mean that Wilder can beat Joshua or that Fury could beat. You know what I'm saying? Because it just didn't happen. There's been times like look at Mayorga did to Vernon Forrest, and then you see what Sugar Shane did to Mayorga. You know what I'm saying? But Vernon Forrest just always had Sugar Shane. We don't know until these guys get in there, man. That's basically what I'm saying. And I just think it's gonna be a good fight December 6th.
Yeah, but I was just saying that there's so many variables on both ends that I'm just like, hey, I just gotta lean towards the guy that already won. That's pretty much what I was saying. Like AJ had to make the adjustments to win. Ruiz just has to, for the most part, just show up. You know what I mean? And so it's just safer to go with the Ruiz versus the AJ.
Now, I think both of them have adjustments that they need to make because we forget Andy Ruiz got put on his ass. And excuse my language, for the beginning of that fight, he got caught and he has to make adjustments so he doesn't stay on the outside that long, try to find a way to get inside without taking that punishment he took. AJ just got to keep his hands up and not take this guy lightly because when he went in for his hands was low, bro. His hands was, he lost that fight on himself.
I agree. That's what we always do. Like AJ defeated himself.
He really did. That right hand hit behind here, and AJ did the little tippy toe joints. Oh man, that was that was crazy.
So the point I was trying to make about AJ's new physique was there are a few things that I know based on what Anthony Joshua said. He said before when he would run, he would wear like this heart monitor and he would go off of science. And he's like, forget science. This is just boxing. So he just goes for his runs now. He also said how he's actually sparring now. And before he wasn't really sparring, like that. He was doing like technical sparring, but he wasn't doing actual sparring. And so I know he has Bryant Jennings, he has Andrew DeBeatty in there. He has another guy, short, stocky guy who's built like Andy Ruiz, although he lacks the hand speed. And he's actually sparring in preparation for this fight. So when I look at the change in his physique and what I hear him saying, it sounds like he's doing exactly what Trill said that I've been saying for the longest time. Just train to go 12 rounds. I think the transformation in Joshua is because he's finally realizing he's a boxer. And so he's training like a boxer. And so I expect to see a more fluid, a more loose and a more, athletic Anthony Joshua in the ring, which I think is going to be trouble for Andy Ruiz. So why I pick Anthony Joshua is I think he's done things the right way this time. And in addition to that, he actually wants to be there this time. He actually wants to fight Andy Ruiz. He's not studying him at the last minute at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's out there for blood. And this is a good thing because we're going to see what kind of man Anthony Joshua really is.
Thank you for watching Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the Boxing Bros.
We back, baby!